everyone, this is going to be a little quick tip, and hopefully this will save you a lot of time if you're working with characters. If you're working with characters, a lot of times you'll have some trouble when you try to attach the character to the armature that controls it. So here's a night elf character, and she's got quite a bit of detail on her. So let's go ahead and try and parent her to the armature. Select the armature and make sure it's in object mode. It won't work in the other modes. So let's select the character and then shift select the armature and then control P to parent, and we want the automatic weights. Okay, so you see here it says bone heat weighting failed to find solution for one or more bones, and so that can be a real problem because if we go in and look, select our object, we go to our object data, you'll see it created the vertex groups, but if we go and put our armature into pose mode so we can check the weighting, select the object and go into weight paint, you'll see when we select the different parts of the armature that none of the vertices were actually weighted to it. So we have to do all of it manually, and that's a real hassle. So let's look at some of the things that can cause that bone heat, the automatic weighting to fail, and how we can get around it. So let's select our character and hit tab to go into edit mode, and hit A twice to select everything. Okay, so the first thing we can do is if you have your toolbar open, T for toolbar, and go to your remove section, go to remove doubles. Okay, if you have doubles, it will say removed so many vertices. Okay, and that means that 2 points that are sharing the same space, kind of overlapping, that don't need to be there, it'll get all those for you, remove those for you. The next is under normals, go and hit recalculate. Okay, that'll make sure that all the faces of your mesh are pointing in the right directions. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, the next thing we need to do, let me go in and delete all these vertex groups so that we can start fresh. As you can see, there's so many vertex groups, you wouldn't want to do all of this by hand. The automatic weighting that Blender does is really quite good, and you'll have to clean it up, but it's really a good starting point. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to reparent it. You see we have the armature modifier here. I'll delete that. The other thing that will cause your bone automatic weighting to fail is if you have other modifiers in here. For example, we have here the subsurf modifier. So go ahead and delete that. If, for example, you have the subsurf or the multi-resolution, I would delete those, and you can always put the subsurf back on later after you've parented, after you've gotten the bone weighting. If you have a multi-res applied, you can go ahead and save out your multi-res data externally with the save multi-res external. So you can delete these modifiers. If you have the mirror modifier, like you were modeling the character, and use the mirror modifier, you should go ahead and apply it and then delete that modifier. So if you get rid of those modifiers, you'll find that, oops, let's go to object mode. You'll find that when we try to reparent it this time, exact same model, just go ahead and control P, automatic weights, and you'll see that time we did not get the error message. So let's go in to pose mode here and then select our character, go to weight paint, and now you'll see, in fact, that everything has some weights set for it. So if you go to, for example, like the fingers and whatnot, you'll see that it does a really good job of making sure that things like fingers, for example, that it attaches the vertices, but it doesn't, the vertex influence doesn't spill over into the other fingers and stuff. So that will hopefully help you to remember, how to. Obviously, you'll have to go in and you'll have to modify this. For example, you might want to go in your weight paint mode and add, and then you can start painting these so you can get better deformations and whatnot. You'll have to do some painting, there's no doubt about it, but having the starting off point is very, very useful. So anyway, you can just go ahead and paint this stuff to your heart's content. But anyway, hopefully this tutorial will help you out if you're dealing with characters.